Greg, where the f*** is all the tinfoil at?
Is it baked potato night again?
I don't think... What's on your head?
A hat, Noah.
Why is it half of a roll of tinfoil?
We'll get into this, okay. So, speaking of tinfoil, Noah.
Yeah.
I was terrified recently, scarred emotionally.
Oh, by what?
Because I rewatched the movie Signs.
Oh, surprisingly, so did I.
Interesting.
Let's talk about that.
Let us. Not like the vegetable.
Very funny.
Thank you. Greg makes second witty remark.
The audience isn't going to understand that one.
Don't have to. Alright. So, Noah, I know that you are very passionate about this film.
Okay. So, I wasn't going to tell you this beforehand, but after rewatching it, I have to say, it's not as bad as I remember it, but I still wouldn't say it's great.
It's not a great movie, but it's a movie I like a lot.
I would say it borders on good a lot of the time, and then it nosedives at other points.
Well, I don't know. I like the movie because I really like the faith aspect, the metaphor for belief, and, you know, the struggle of, like, inner demons and actual demons, because the aliens conveniently look like biblical demons.
Really? I thought they kind of looked like generic gray aliens.
You didn't notice that it had hooves?
Did it have? Hold on.
Yeah, the legs are, like, bent inward, and it kind of has, like, a hoof-like foot.
No,
like the devil.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, anyway, it's designed that way. Because, again, it's kind of a Christian movie.
In a sense.
But that's not the reason why I like it.
But
you know?
Don't aliens disprove the existence of God? We're not going into this.
We're not going into this. It's just... I think it's a nice little metaphor and journey.
I gotta stop watching Ancient Aliens.
I watched this movie as a child, and It terrified me to no end.
Yeah, as a kid, I remember it being scary.
It was horrifying.
Yeah, not until I was a teenager did I get negative opinions of this movie.
This movie is still really creepy to me in, like, several aspects. And I think it has to do with, like, the atmosphere that they set up.
Okay.
And the build-up. A lot of the build-up in this movie is fantastic. At least in my opinion.
I have some...
And then... Go ahead.
I do have some issue with the build-up. I do like the feeling of dread and unrest, but I feel like there would be a lot more mass panic, which you don't really see.
Yeah, this movie's very grounded and isolated.
Like, people will be breaking into shops, stealing things. There would be looting and rioting.
Well, I mean, it's taking place on a farm, like a very isolated farm.
That's true, but you do see, like, the news on occasion, and you do see, like, things of the outside world, and it's all pretty tame for the most part.
I don't think the news would be covering riots when aliens are in the sky. Personally, Noah.
Okay, I can see that. No, Fox News would totally be covering looting.
But at any rate, after watching this movie on my HD 4K TV, there are some details that I started to appreciate more.
What's that?
And did you know that the alien that's on top of the barn in that night scene has a face?
No.
It has a detailed face.
I watched this on a 720p stream off of a ad-powered streaming site called Tubi.
Well, it has a face.
I did not know that.
It is really detailed. And I actually paused it and I looked at it and I said, I can see its mouth. What the hell? Why did they put so much detail into something that wasn't going to, like, make the detail out in a movie theater back in the day? Like, I don't think the movie theaters were that advanced or advanced enough to show that level of detail in such an environment.
So, I wasn't necessarily creeped out about this movie, although this movie does have two things that are terrifying.
Which are?
The children. The children are utterly terrifying.
I wouldn't say Bo is, because Bo is just a toddler. But, like, Morgan's pretty creepy.
It's contaminated.
It's...
Something about that just sends chills down my spines, and I don't know why. Like, she knows something that I don't.
She knows something's up about the water.
I'm gonna be drinking Mountain Dew one day. I don't even drink soda. I don't know why I said that. And she's gonna
be knows about the fluoride.
And she's gonna be behind me going, "You're gonna die in 3 days." I'm like, what the f-?
She evidently had a pretty good glow up. I looked up a picture of her in, like, the modern day, and she actually looks like a normal person.
Huh. What do you know? Also,
Morgan Culkin, Rory Culkin, doesn't look normal.
I mean...
he's horrifying.
Does anyone in that family look normal, per se?
I thought Mac was weird. Rory, apparently, is like 10 times worse.
I did look up a picture of him now, and he did look, he kind of looked like a burned-out hipster that you would see playing guitar.
Looks like Death. Like, if I was making a movie and I needed someone to play Death, I would hire Rory Culkin. He looks like Death.
That's pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. Although you're not wrong.
Oh, God. Anyway, we should get into the premise of this movie.
Oh, wow. The girl who played Bo did a lot of things. I didn't realize that she was also the girl from Zombieland and Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Well, I'll be... Anyway.
Yeah. So, this movie is about aliens, but more importantly, it's about just grief, overcoming a loss in the family, and what it means for faith, your faith.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
This movie's quite literally a personification of the test of faith. Which, you know, I'm not going to get religious or anything. I'm not going to debate that or whatever. I just find it as a cool little metaphor.
That's fair.
If the movie, had a good metaphor about farting in, like, the middle of the night, and then I would be like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, the aliens, as much as aliens are part of the story, they're not really, in a sense. They're a means to an end.
Small screen time. They're more like just a standard plot device, actually.
Although, to me, that still doesn't excuse some of the weird plot contrivances with them. I know everyone's brought this up, but how can they not know how to open doors? Why would they invade a planet made up of water? Okay, I have a hypothetical for you, real quick, Greg.
I have another one, okay. But you can go.
If these aliens landed in Florida, where it's 90% humidity, would they just dissolve?
Well, okay, so my theory is water isn't their weakness, it's what's in the water. That's why Bo kept saying, like, oh, it has his amoebas, oh, it's infected, oh, it's contaminated. It's like there's something in the water, in our water specifically, that's like making them like heinously react to it. It's not that, you know, water itself is deadly to them. It's something in our environment is.
I still would like to think that if they landed in Florida, they would just disintegrate.
Oh, Pat melts.
The Floridians are all mad because they thought they were going to fight aliens, and they're just melting on their front lawn.
Son of a bitch.
This is the worst invasion ever.
Yeah, I do really wonder how these aliens fared against people who have guns.
Yeah, because, like, it seems like humanity beat them pretty fast.
Yeah, like, a single night.
This isn't Half-Life where it's the 7-hour war and humanity lost.
I assume that they could use their camouflage more effectively, get close to people, do the stupid gas thing that they do. I don't know.
Why were they harvesting humans? That's weird.
Well, no one knows. Like, I don't think that's really a thing that people have to know about the story, because that's not what the story's about. It's about the family. Also,
real quick, the little kid didn't mention that they would probably be back. So where's that movie, Shyamalan? You're making sequels to all your movies. Where's the Sign sequel where the aliens come back in greater numbers and take over the world?
It's just gonna be Men in Black. That's what the movie's gonna be.
When is Signs gonna be brought into the Unbreakable cinematic universe?
Oh. Yeah. I forgot about that. But yeah, I mean, like, they give these subtle details, and it's things that, well, I mean, they bring up these things about the aliens and all that stuff, but that's not what we care about. You know, it's just a little thought in the back of our head, and what we're really worried about is the relationship of the family and their safety and what they're going to do. And I appreciate that a lot more. It's kind of funny if you think about it, because it's genuinely telling the audience, fuck you, we're not going to go into this.
Yeah, I feel bad for the audience that went into this back in the day, because I feel like they probably felt like they were bait and switched.
They wanted an alien horror movie. They got one, but they didn't get one to the degree they wanted.
No, they didn't.
Also, music is awesome in this movie. I love the OST.
Some of it's pretty decent. Some of it wasn't so memorable. I will say,
I think the main theme of the dun 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 boom boom.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but I think when it comes to acting, Mel Gibson kind of gave a lukewarm performance most of the time.
For real.
There were parts where he definitely sold it, but there were some parts, usually the slower moments, where I felt like he didn't care.
Yeah, there's such a large amount of apathy that comes from his character.
I'm cursing right now.
Ah, I'm losing my mind.
That was so bad.
And then, like, Joaquin Phoenix blew the performance out of the water.
Oh, he's great in everything he does, but he is, like, serious actor, man. Like, Joaquin Phoenix spends his days, like, method acting and trolling reporters. That's what he likes to do.
I don't think you've ever laughed a day in your life.
I'll try to link that if I remember in the description. That's a great video.
That is fantastic. I love that video so much. The premise of the movie, alien invasion, ooh, that's spooky, scary. But, like, the real story is that it's a family who recently lost their mother. Each person in the family has their own struggles and tribulations. Not so much Bo, because Bo is, like, an inept child.
Bo doesn't even realize that her mother's really gone or anything like that.
Bo doesn't even know what the hell's going on.
Yeah. I love when they're all looking at M. Night Shyamalan's cameo, and she's like, who's that?
Yeah, who's that?
It's just dead quiet. I feel like she did, like, the actress genuinely didn't know what was going on. Who's that? What's going on?
I do like the sprinkled in bits of comedy, though, in this movie.
Some of it's pretty decent, although some of it is a little stilted. Shyamalan kind of does that stilted comedy.
I think a lot of the jokes hit, like, the nail on the head, because they're perfectly timed, and most of the time they fit the mood really well.
The one that got me, and it was one that I wasn't expecting, was the soda commercial joke.
Oh, yeah. 13!
Yeah, for some reason that did make me chuckle. I don't find most of his dialogue that great. I especially don't like the stuff that was going on with, was it the sheriff? Was she the sheriff? I don't remember.
I don't think she was just a deputy.
I found that stuff kind of flat. I never liked his weird panning camera movements, slowly going back and forth. I will say the scene...
Yes,
go ahead.
The cinematography is pretty weak.
Yeah, he's always been kind of bad at that. Just watch The Happening.
The Happening.
Oh, God.
God. Lord above. Help.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue, Noah.
What was I talking about? I keep cursing this episode.
You were talking about the cinematography.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's pretty passable most of the time. It's just those bad panning shots where people are talking back and forth. They feel like they make the conversations drag out really long, and they make the scene feel longer than they are.
Yeah, I think the scene that drags out the most is the scene where they're talking on the couch.
That's fair.
Like, that scene felt like an eternity.
Oh, okay, going back or forward, I'm not sure. I don't remember when this exactly takes place anymore, but the one scene that feels really out of place, except, well, really, I guess I should say this character does. The army recruiter, he feels like he's in a completely different film.
Yeah, he's a conspiracy. That dude is definitely one of the aliens. Like, he's so weird.
Where did you walk out of? What set were you supposed to be on? Did they switch roles?
Yeah, what are you even talking about? Why do you know this?
Yeah, that was weird. That was really weird. The whole time I was watching that scene, I'm like, I understand this serves for some explanation for Joaquin Phoenix's character, but man, that recruiter just took me out of it real bad.
The recruiter didn't even need to be in the scene.
Not really.
Like, you could have definitely molded the scene better. Hell, even without dialogue, you probably could have molded that scene to express Joaquin a bit more.
You know, all they would have had to do is him go to like a local sports bar, you know? On the wall, we'll just see like newspaper clippings of him and his rise and his downfall, which is he misses ball way too often. When ball is too much of life. Just felt wrong not to swing.
And then like Lionel Pritchard, like randomly being there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that was Lionel Pritchard, even though he said his name, Lionel. I was like, who is that? Is this person important? And then he's not in the movie anymore.
I will say Shyamalan is completely passable as an actor. He's not a good actor by any stretch of the imagination, but by like the few roles he's in, he's completely passable.
He's fine in this movie.
He's fine.
Luckily, he doesn't play a very big part in this movie.
No, luckily he doesn't. I mean, he technically does, but not really.
Though that one line where he says, "Don't go to my pantry, Father. I found one of them in there and locked them in." That is kind of one of my favorite lines, like, in this movie. Just because they're talking about, like, his dead wife and then just casually, like, by the way, I have a trapped alien in my pantry.
So, okay. This is a weird thing. You know that scene transition? And this is actually one of the better pieces of cinematography and, like, filmmaking in this movie. But the transition at the very end where it changes seasons...
Goes to winter.
Yeah. For some reason, since you never see what happened to the alien, I expected him to be sitting on the couch with the children while they're teaching him how to read or something like that. Like, he just stays with them. He's left behind and he has nowhere to go.
You're wacky, dude.
For some reason, I think that'd be amazing.
I would make a coffee cup out of its skull.
Like, they're teaching him English, he's helping out doing chores around house. I want that movie.
Well, I mean, did you really get, like, scared at this movie now? Like, as a grown-up?
No, except when I looked into Rory McCulkin's eyes. Why does he look like he hasn't slept in 10 years as like a 7-year-old? His eyes are so
like
sunken
he's slept
in.
His entire life now. Because he's too busy reaping souls.
It's kind of funny that like his brother was like considered adorable, but man, his sunken eyes look so creepy.
Yeah, well, as for like scary in this movie, it still really unsettles me watching this movie. Because one, the barn scene where it's the alien standing on top of the barn, that freaks me out. Because like he's also moving, and I didn't notice he moves in that shot until I watched it on my TV. Two, cornfield scene didn't really scare me that much.
No.
However, the news report scene, that was pretty freaky.
Which one?
God damn. The one where it's the first like actual appearance of the alien, like in Mexico or whatever.
I think that scene's hilarious personally. As a kid that probably freaked me out, but now as an adult when I see Joaquin Phoenix react like that, all I can think about are the memes that I've seen where people have like spliced in weird things and he goes, "Oh my god."
Oh. But yeah, that really does freak me out. And then for some reason, the scene that terrified me the most now, not so much back then, but now it terrifies me, is when Joaquin Phoenix says, "We forgot to board up the attic." And it like zooms in on the attic. That terrifies me for some reason. Because it completely removed the safety of the situation. And like everything that they built, gone. Completely gone. Your home is being invaded now. It scared the piss out of me for some reason.
Okay.
It made me so genuinely uncomfortable. We forgot to board up the attic.
Okay, I see you. Okay. It's kind of weird. This is a movie where I said most of the acting isn't pretty great. It's mostly passable.
Yeah. I mean, like, really the only one person that drags it is Mel Gibson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is shocking.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because he is... Wait, was this... This was pre-mental breakdown, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And then the basement scene. Oh my god, I completely forgot. The basement scene scared the shit out of me too. Because I genuinely didn't see the hand when it moved to touch Rory Culkin. It genuinely did freak me out.
That's fair. I will say the scene that still makes me go, oh, is when the lights are knocked out in the basement. Because at that moment, you really don't know what happened. Were they able to keep the door? Is it in there with them? No one can see. I expected her to turn on the flashlight, and there it would be.
I assume it's more than one.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, the power level of the aliens kind of spikes randomly. Because I don't know about you, but I would be able to push over a stack of dog food.
Fair.
Now, I don't know about kicking down a door that has a axe put up to it.
They are 8 feet tall and can jump roofs, so I don't know. Like you said, their physical abilities kind of waver sometimes.
Yeah, I mean they choked out a German Shepherd.
That's true.
Pretty easily.
I mean, Roy Culkin also killed a German Shepherd, so
yeah, and he's lifting up Rory Culkin with one arm, and he's pretty scrawny looking.
That's fair.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm able to lift up a child with one arm, but I mean, I don't know, kind of beefy.
Have you seen that episode of Always Sunny where they beat the crap out of the children? He lifts them up by one. I'm linking that in the description too, if I remember.
Oh God. What about the memory sequences? What do you think about those?
I have mixed feelings because I feel like they would have been pretty well done if it would have been more coherent in one scene. I didn't like the fact they kept spreading them out. I feel like they lose their effectiveness a little bit like that.
And then for some reason, every time the memory scene would come up, it's in order.
Yeah, that's fair.
The scenes play in order. You're getting further in the YouTube video, you're clicking out, you have to start at the beginning again. And you get further each time.
Now I just want to see the Christopher Nolan cut where everything's out of order. Everything's in reverse and in black and white.
This is terrible.
We're gonna get Christopher Nolan fanboys yelling at us now.
Christopher Nolan's a bitch.
He has some pretty decent movies, but he's kind of bought into his hype a little bit too much. If Tenet's anything to see by that. That movie is the epitome.
Oh my god.
That Tenet is the epitome of I'm buying my own hype.
Yeah, for real.
Everyone tells me I'm a genius.
So I will prove it.
It's like when Jack White made Icky Thump.
Hey, I like Icky Thump.
Not the song, but the whole album.
Oh.
The whole album is kind of weird and crazy at times.
Understandable. Alright, well, I mean, anything else you want to cover? Any specific scenes that stand out to you?
The scene where he walks into the children's bedroom and they're all wearing tinfoil hats. That's actually kind of comical.
Yeah, and then he comes back and Meryl is also wearing a tinfoil hat on the couch.
So the aliens.
Also, I don't like the name Ray Reddy, which was Shyamalan's character.
Yeah.
That sounds like such a goofy name to me.
Oh, that's totally a Shyamalan thing.
Being an idiot?
He has a lot of weird isms to where he'll do things in a weird way. Watch all of his movies back to back and you'll see them pretty clearly.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is kind of the only M. Night Shyamalan movie that I actually like.
I remember The Sixth Sense being pretty good, although I haven't watched it in probably 10 years. I didn't
100% like the Unbreakable series, though.
Unbreakable's pretty decent, the movie. I do like Unbreakable.
Glass, I don't know about it.
Glass was not great.
Yeah, Glass is kind of a letdown.
Split is mixed, in my opinion.
Yeah, Split has some good, features in it and good plot lines and kind of good.
I feel like people just, think James McAvoy is that great, which, I mean, he is that great of an actor that people are just willing to let the rest of the movie slide. Patricia says...
I don't know, I've been watching American Dad for the past 24 hours, and I'm more excited to watch that than I am any of the M. Night Shyamalan movies.
I have rewatched The Happening at least 2 or 3 times, and it is...
Why?
It is so funny when you watch it with friends, Greg.
Actually, you know what? That might be a good idea.
If you like to indulge in some sort of substances, I would recommend it. I personally don't, but to each their own.
Ooh, we can't do that. We can't endorse. No.
Hey,
no,
I'm talking about hot chocolate, Greg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we hot chocolate, great substance.
Or booze.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What Sherry keeps in her office.
What are you doing? Sherry has a lot of it.
I'll never forget when I asked her what she had in her cup, and she says, "It's something you mix with ice."
It's Gatorade.
Right. Anyway, you ready to take the trash out?
Yeah, I'm ready to take the trash out.
Alrighty, let me just push all these dishes into the sink. Alrighty, let's get out of here, Greg.
Hold on, I gotta grab my Blu-ray copies of the Transformers films.
Oh, I see you have Last Night, Greg. Why?
You have to complete the collection, even if some of the collection is petty.
Why did Michael Bay feel like he needed to talk about the age of consent in Texas?
'Cause I don't know! I don't know! Why did he feel the need to do any of this?
Anyway, this has been Dish Talk. My name is Noah, that's Greg. Please like, comment, subscribe.
Who's Greg?
To our YouTube channel. We have a Patreon. Please, if you like our content, feel free to support us. Every dollar helps. We have a Patreon and public Discord channel.
Oh, we're shills.
So if you want to join our free Discord channel, that would be awesome. If you want to join our private Discord channel for you patrons, that would also be awesome. Anyway, we're out.
Bye.
Bye.